about the truth of living in Prince Rupert, BC. Now, I'm not saying that the human condition is only that bad here or anything like that. So yeah, I mean, tomorrow's the first day I'm gonna get iron injections, which are very delayed. And if it wasn't me, part of the medical team advocating for my health, the most important part and influential part, and the part that has the most success is I wouldn't be able even be that far, although it's been delayed from a couple of the failures of, medical professionals and their administrators, Northern Health. Uh, you don't get like apologies as if public servants are patient-centered in this field. And I advocate for myself sending emails with videos and screenshots and information and questions to the premier or Dr. Bonnie Smith. I don't think is that her name? Dr. Bonnie Henry. And I don't think I was successful in finding the email address for the BC Minister of Health. I'm not sure if I was. But you never get answers from them. So you don't know if emails succeed. And again, I want to say, please don't give out emails if you don't want to pay for the staff to check the emails and respond. And when the responses are, signs of developmental disabilities, and an auto reply that never gets a further reply is not due diligence as public servants getting the big salaries. So all the money going into staff of City of Prince Rupert and the problems that should be solved, like for me, in the building where I live, which is a religious charity that manages it, so, maybe even the magical paradigm of money is more important to them, like many churches and religious groups, than their own supernatural beliefs. Because if you measure their behaviors, the priorities of their daily activities fall under this magical paradigm. So they're more wizards, right? In the magical paradigm. If you try to explain this to them and say, well, what are your mission statements or values? Oh, then wouldn't you act like this? You can try to do it like this, but people get defensive and then they oppress you more. If you bring reality to people, if you lift up a mirror, hey, this is kind of who I'm interacting with right now, they oppress you more. So again, it's hard to believe in humanism as if we can solve our own problems or self-correct. Halicon. Yeah, I know somebody worked for them. They're horrible and still did it for a long time. And their health is horrible now. And in big part, it's that and other things. So I mean, should I go work for them just to save money? But the thing is, I've already tried here many times. Unless you get them in the right way at the right time when they're desperate. And then if I say, well, I want to apply, my worker rights and, just like with the taxi, I don't want to work night shifts. It's not good for me, especially now. And they don't want that. They want somebody that's at their beck and call because they don't want somebody that advocates for their own health or rights. And that includes in industries like Work BC or Northern Health or anything else. Like I'm supposed to go get a medical to keep my driver's license up. And I can't afford the medical, and I can't get medical care of quality, and I can't get a job anyways that'll hire me based on the standards of being healthy in my life. I don't know if you know what you guys look like in my eyes. So there's Halicon, okay? That's horrible. I've already done vlogs, with dealing with them, and, you might send it to Transport Canada. They don't give a damn. Because it needs governance. And when I give an example in the first video of what governance looks like, well, CBC's talking about, electric scooters that can go like, many of them almost 100 kilometers per hour. And many people don't wear helmets and they're not user-friendly in the sense of a defensive maneuver, right? Defensive driving. They're user-friendly of getting on and off and going fast, but they're not meant to protect you or be seen easily. And it's hard for people. I mean, for some people's visibility, either their abilities or their motivation to do the observations as drivers of big chunks of metal is you look like a person far away, right? You don't look like you're on a vehicle that can go fast. So everybody's at fault when you hear these things. Everybody's at fault. But the only way to solve these faults is not to kind of force feed human thinking tools into the vehicle, or electric vehicle scooters, or drivers of cars in their heads. You can't force human thinking tools in them. But you can ask, why don't we have governments governing? And that includes City of Prince Rupert. When so many buildings look abandoned or wasted, and they're building more instead of, fixing a lot of the old stuff. Like, there's a trailer on the road not far from where I live. I don't know how long it's been there, but there's grass, like a lot of grass growing on the road, right around it, on the road. And sand around it, as if the rain, but also, the roads were cleaned many times with that trailer still there. How is that trailer still there? Why do people own property, but they want to use the commons? Like, there was a trailer in front of where I live for a boat, a long trailer. It's taking up some spots people would prefer to use in the apartment building across the street. So if you own more than others, like a boat, do you really think you should park your trailer on the commons? The commons is for everybody to use, and some have a bigger need than you and your extra stuff. So people don't get that. They don't get the concept of community and how not to ruin the commons. Taxi driver, there will be a recorded vlog I'll post soon. I mean, it's same old, same old. I mean, and this is like an influential guy here because he's big business. He's not smart at managing his business. He only had money like Trump and just kept moving money around and putting pressure on people with it. And I mean, most of them, they're better at lowering the quality of their businesses or getting into debt. But the thing is for them, they're still successful because they have the power of moving money around. I mean, sometimes if you balance everything out, people are broke. But we don't live in a system where that works like this anymore. People that are really pro-slavery support others that are like them and move large sums of money around. But sometimes if you balance out everything, they owe money. And what makes them rich and powerful is you believe in this magical paradigm, and you want to be them, and you want to serve them. You might as well serve Loki. I mean, he's less villainous than the billionaires and millionaires that we have in real life here. So yeah, I can't think of another driver. I mean, there's the transit contract company. I've already posted this. I tried to work for them in Hazleton. Then I given them feedback that the website is malfunctioning. And then I'm not like a regular guy. I'm bringing up something to solve. So I'm a troublemaker. And I have screenshots to show, that's not. And why am I going through all this when I'm not even knowing I'm officially hired because I can't get a straight answer? And I'm wasting my time giving them feedback how to solve their training software on the internet. But also, I can't be a bad driver. So don't hire me if you want me to harm my health or put others at risk. And if you say the schedule is this, and it's not physically possible in this universe, where you say, oh no, you get breaks, but the schedule is this, and that's the speed limit, then again, we're not a good fit. I don't want to say homo sapien, homo communia, but I want to, let's say, maintain my good reputation as a professional driver. Oh, well, I've been a professional driver this long. Then why do you accept that it's okay to go at this speed and drive this way and not care about other road users or things like that, right? There's no companies to work for, even if I want to devolve myself to just be a driver. There isn't any. Because I would have to kind of harm myself, harm the progress that I have done to become an adult homo sapien, a self-actualized people primate that actually became a responsible adult. So yeah, it's not a good fit. There's a lot of other employers that I've approached for just ridiculous things. I might even frickin' approach Walmart. That's how ridiculous it is. for me to want to make a little bit of money to leave here. Walmart. So yeah, it's pretty pathetic. And yeah, you guys are not giving a lot of opportunities for your kids either to get a decent education or leave here, or have ways for them to kind of dream about the world, that exists out there that is so much less redneck than here. Again, Canada's not the worst in the world, but our three cultural patterns and a government that doesn't govern. Because if you look at other countries and what they've done with regulating, including the software of the scooters, regulating for safety with new technology, is we don't do it. And why don't we do it? It's not hard. We have all the institutions. So again, we have to ask ourselves, like, what do politicians do in Canada, either at the municipal or provincial or federal level? And why does there have to be an emergency crisis or a lot of brain dead kids before something that was simple to do, and do it like it should have been done? It was simple to do. You don't need to accumulate that many accidents or that many wildfires or that many this and that, because when you do that, again, it's hard for me to not say that politicians have the same kind of developmental disabilities that other people that are homeless and on drugs and can't make choices to allow for their brains to function better so they can problem solve their lives. Politicians are like that too. They can't assess their own HSD domestication so they can problem solve the roles of the duties that they're in so that it works as public servants.